Okay, we are live. Button is press. Hello, VOD folk. Oh, to be among the VOD folk. The VOD goblins.
Okay, why am I doing
as they
that?
are sometimes
What?
known. Man, I haven't watched Tom and Ben in a while. I hope they're doing cool stuff and not being weird chuds. They seem like good dudes, but you know, you can never tell. People milkshake duck out of nowhere, and I don't mean to be like rude, but they have some qualities that would lead you to believe that it's possible. Is all.
This is Super Locomotive.
This is Super Locomotive. Welcome to phase 1 of the stream.
Doesn't feel super. I don't understand the controls, which is part of the problem. But also, I don't understand.
So yeah, you have a like a window here at the top that's depicting how you're steering, and then a bit at the bottom that's just fun art of your train, I guess.
I think so, and I think it's just I'm only seeing steering. I'm not seeing.
Is it possible for you to scroll down slightly on the archive.org screen? Just like like that. That's perfect.
Okay.
Hello, Tyrio. Welcome to phase 1 of the stream. Today's stream is train themed. Hooray!
Challenge once more.
I mean, you made the top 10 list.
Yeah.
It seems like score number 10 was previously 0, so that's probably why. But
okay. Well, I have. Okay. I found a button.
Yeah, you found a button that puts your train into trans rights mode?
I think so, yeah.
Uh-oh. Boom. Yeah, fuck that. There was like a truck on the tracks?
That was a truck? Yeah, fuck that truck.
Yeah, you're a train, man. That's physics is on your side. There's oil? There's an oil tanker?
And this to give me fuel.
So does that, when you do that, does it cost energy?
I'm not sure. I'm not paying enough attention to.
All right, I'll try to watch
because it's a lot of screen.
Yeah. It costs energy from that central bar.
Okay.
They're trying to bomb you. Amabel, what have you done?
I don't know. Oh shit! What the hell is that?
There's a gunship. No. Oh, your energy's getting real low. Be careful. I think that biplane just collided with a Zeppelin trying to chase you.
Ah, I missed it. Damn it.
You're almost there. You're almost home free.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah, well, there's like a progress bar in the middle of the screen. I'm assuming you go from S to E, start to end. Yeah. Okay, you picked up right there. You made it to the station. Your score is so much higher. Holy hell.
Go on to bonus scene.
Who would have thought that winning is how you get score? Okay, there are 5 attacking airplanes. I didn't know anything about this. I've never heard of this game before. What's the deal with this?
So what the deal with this is, I was like, oh, she's doing a train game today. I should do a game about trains. I should look up my completely legal collection of Sega Genesis and Nintendo games for games with trains, and there aren't any that I can see. And the only thing that came up was this arcade game that Sega released in 1982. And that's all I know about it. This is Super Locomotive.
It is super, and it is Locomotive, so.
Okay, well,
So when Darius showed up, they said, "Oh, neat! Stream notification script worked. Did you did you have to gin up something yourself because YouTube's notification system is non-functional?" Or I've heard this from many people that they're not getting the stream notifications, and unfortunately, there is nothing we can do on our end. I will definitely say I have never received a notification from YouTube when any of the channels I subscribe to have gone live, because famously, YouTube, you know, the shit doesn't work. You hit the bell and it gives you little options, and then it pretends you didn't click any of the options anyway. So why did it even give them to you? So the like gunfire coming out of the train, are you in control of that at all, or is that just like?
Yeah, okay. So that's what the control button does, I found. Oh, I didn't do the thing fast enough. The one problem with this emulation on Internet Archive is that they do not tell you what the controls are a lot of the time.
Yeah, they're in the description box if they are there at all. And you just kind of have to hope that they're properly. You have to hope that the uploader bothered to document it, because it doesn't.
Yeah, I was playing Virtual Fighter this morning, and through the Internet Archive's arcade emulation, and boy, I could figure out how to kick, and that's about it. I do think this music whips.
The music's very good. So this is very good. So what? This is 1982 arcade music.
Yeah.
Amabel keeping it within the realm of Pitfall, temporally speaking. So you're outfitted with a gun of some kind. I'm gonna just really quickly here see if I can find anything out about this game. What is going on with Super Locomotive? I could have started the phase 1 of the stream by doing this if I were a professional. But listen, I'm kind of fried today, so
I know you are.
Part of the reason that we're playing train games in the first place. So apparently, this is a chiptune rendition of Yellow Magic Orchestra's synth-pop hit Rydeen from 1979.
I don't know that song.
I don't know that Japanese electronic music band. It's from the album Solid State Survivor, which is a fucking good name for an album. The album was an early example of synth pop, a genre that the band helped pioneer. This album is known as one of the godfathers of techno music.
Oh, cool, Tunnel.
That was cool. I kind of like really love the art too. I think this, Amabel,
Yeah.
you've discovered a banger.
It's a common thing I do. My energy's about to run out, though. Yeah.
Computer and Video Games Magazine reviewed this game in its September 1983 issue, saying that, quote, it is an enjoyable romp with, quote, a good setting. Cool. This is considered one of the earliest train video games.
Initials and end. So how are we doing? Are we? Do I need to keep going?
Shove those initials in your end. No, I mean that's enough. We could go to phase 2. We could head to the cave if you would like. If you don't want to do another run.
Yeah, no, I mean I got the gist of it, and,
I feel like we
the
saw
song's a banger. I have to look that up. I have to look up that album. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, Yellow Magic Orchestra's synth pop hit Solid State Survivor. The song is Riding, which is like riding, but not. Okay, so please do not play the stream directly into the thing you're streaming to me.
Sorry.
I had to close that.
Sorry.
I had to close that real fast to avoid a nightmare loop. To avoid everybody having to hear my voice talking about my voice into forever.
So I didn't expect it to open in the same window. So I had I had a second window specifically to do that, and it didn't. That's okay.
It's okay.
What we're listening to now, is it the Relaxed Movement?
What we're listening to now is absolutely goddamn nothing while I try to get the game.
Okay.
Well, I play the Stream Operator game, which is a fun game that I have to play in order to get things running. Hey, Amabel.
Yeah.
I am done.
With what?
The world, society, all of it. I can't stand. I've had all I can stand, and I can't stand no more. I got bonkus of the conkus. I'm going to Idaho, as they say.
Okay.
No, you're supposed to be worried. That's very bad. When Popeye got bonkus of the conkus, Olive Oil was knocked physically unconscious by the knowledge. Sometimes I think you don't love me the way Olive Oil loves Popeye. And I know that's a lot to say, but... So here's the deal. I'm playing trains. I'm going to play with my trains because I can't handle it anymore.
All right.
You're in charge of all the talking parts of the stream now. Boom. Welcome, everybody. It's time for Train Valley 2.
No.
Here's the thing. An expansion came out. A new level pack came out for Train Valley 2, and I feel bad and would like to play with my trains, and so that's what we're going to do for 2 hours. And I hope that that's not too selfish. I love you all. Please don't hate me. I am gonna give Amabel an awful lot of talking responsibility during this stream because I am going to be focused on my trains. But I will explain my train game first.
Can you share with me the thing you're doing?
I can do that. So these are slightly it crashed. Train crash.
Oh.
No, it didn't. Never mind. It's just in exclusive full screen, and I clicked a button. So never mind.
That was a roller coaster ride there.
Yeah. The thing about me and lying is that I'm doing it. Ignore my blue sky, which you can see behind the window there. Yeah. So these are sort of like cleaned up levels from the workshop. Not entirely the work of the developers, but, whatever. Who cares? So I've talked about this game on the stream before, on the channel before. I always feel like it goes kind of badly. I always feel like I am not doing a good job of making it clear what is rad about the game. I'm actually going to minimize it again for just a second here. We're going to nudge the volume. Okay. So I'm going to try to do a better job. I am leaving the audio pretty quiet, though.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that you do a good job. Just the thing that's interesting about it for you is that it is a very complicated game, and your brain is shaped in a way where this is catnip for you.
Yes,
so I think you do a good job.
It's sort of the opposite, actually. You give a cat catnip, they get all like fucking weird and squirrely. They turn into a real rascally goofball. This is like a massage. This is like, what if you took a vibrating massage wand for external use only, and then put it directly into my brain, sort of like a stand mixer? Not a stand mixer. The other one, an immersion blender.
Yes. You gotta stop putting stuff in your brain.
Somebody's got to do it, and you won't, because it gets everywhere. Anyway, Train Valley 2. Princess Peach's top researcher has found out how to make star power from red and green mushrooms. We're going to help her out by making liquid mushrooms and then mixing them to create star power. Delicious. So, 5 stars are available. These levels are scored on a scale of 1 to 5. 3 of the stars are always time-based. If we get it done in 32 minutes, we'll get a star for that. 26 minutes, we'll get 2 stars for time. And 20 minutes, we'll get 3 stars for time. I will earn an additional star if I do not buy more than 2 additional engines, and the final additional star if I do not allow any train to arrive at a station that is not asking for the cargo that the train is carrying. So we can see here the map is made up of a bunch of train stations and cities. Train stations produce goods, sometimes just over time or sometimes from precursors. Like, if I get some people and some whatever's in the train that's labeled G and some yellow and some green potion and some red potion into this station, they will create yellow potion for me, which I guess is the liquid star power. Probably. Cities accept stuff. So like this up here is the only city on this map. It wants 12 green potion and then 12 red potion and then 12 yellow potion. And I can click on a train station that has stuff in it to dispatch a train, one of my trains, carrying that kind of cargo. So right now what we have is some 4-car trains. And I need to, with my starting money here, build some tracks that allow me to deliver things to places. So right now what we have to begin with is people, workers. These are my toads probably. So let me build
a couple questions.
Let me build a track here that will allow me to deliver toads there. So you can see it costs about $1,000 for each tile of track that we put down. You will have to hold your questions for a moment. There's this little tunnel coming in from the edge of nowhere that I don't know what it's for. It's making me real nervous, I'll tell you that. So when I click on, there are these two, I don't know what to call these special stations, the letter stations. This station will accept trains that have cargo labeled B, and you can see it has in it right now a train with cargo that is labeled F. So we can send that stuff over to the F station and make some money, but we need F cargo to make the green potions, so that's a distance. Let's see what it looks like to try to run some track over there. And I'm trying to build this in such a way that we'll be able to. I'm trying to build with an eye toward the future, because we're gonna have to interconnect a lot of these things later. And you can see there's kind of like some weird sloping going on with some of this, the terrain change here. So I'm trying to be very careful how I do this, because we can't necessarily just run the track wherever we would like, where there are terrain irregularities. This is an okay time for a question.
Well, I was going to ask about the terrain, about the trees, but you've kind of. So I believe you've answered my question.
Some things are set by the map maker to be like inviolable. It looks like these things, they simply cannot be removed. But sometimes if there are trees or things that you can clear off the map to build through, it will just cost some money to get rid of them. Like you can see here, there are some penguins. These penguins are in red squares, so that tells me that I could remove them at a cost to build a track through these squares if we wanted to. But why bother they're living their lives, they're having fun. There's this segment through the middle of the map here where it looks like it's gonna cost, so we have to pay some money to clear these stations up. They're in disrepair, and I guess that'll let me cheat up through the middle of the map more. I'm not really clear on why that would be a priority. Listen, we're exploring this map for the first time. There might be some weird stuff going on.
The other question I have and I think you explained this in a previous stream, but I don't hold on to stuff as well
Okay.
as our astute viewers. So this is just for me. It's
Could
not
you
for
maybe
them.
make this question a little shorter?
Yeah, I'm sorry. These are 4-car trains. What does the car number? What does that represent?
That's how much of the thing. So like there are 8 workers here. That's not 8 individual humans. That's 8 carloads of humans or toads ready to work on whatever the task is.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
We only have 2 trains right now. You can see it will cost us $20,000 to upgrade to bigger, faster trains, or $40,000 to buy a new engine, which will have its own 4 cars. So right now, I'm going to start with just dispatching both of our trains, carrying people over to this station, and you can see each car of a train is worth a certain amount of money depending on what it's delivering. Workers are generally worth $1,000 per car. So when they get to the station that we have them going to, that'll go into our cash supply here. And you can see these 2 stations that are producing workers are just going to produce more workers infinitely over time. That's usually how that goes. We'll also get this train load of F, whatever F is, over here. Unfortunately, we will not immediately be producing green potion because this station also requires power. Oh, that's what's going on with this middle bit here. This is a power station. And we have to repair these in order to be able to get people to the power plant so that it can produce power. Okay, so we're gonna have to make a fair amount of money before we can start connecting up the electricity. And you build power lines by building track. You can see the track just has power infrastructure along it. Okay, so we'll get there.
The 4 cars of the train must all hold the same kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean you dispatch a train from a place, and any place only has one kind of. Well, I guess it's not universally true, but yes. So we're gonna build another connection here. We can start loading this up. We're not gonna be able to make use of it yet, but we need to open up the connection so that we can deliver stuff so that we can make money. Apparently, whatever F is, it's twice as valuable as workers. So that's good news for us. Because right now we're making money very slowly. You can see up here this timer at the top. Whenever you're working with these letter stations, you have this little timer. The game will generate 48 letter trains over the course of the level, and a new one will generate every time the little circle fills all the way up. And it will generate a random letter train from a random letter station. Oh, this little tunnel here is the other end of this. So the trains from Station G come out and go into the tunnel, into the loop, and then head out here. What is the deal with this? Is this just weird terrain? How do I... Yeah, okay, it's just Cloud City. They're doing their best to play with the Mario theming. This is a weird level. Whoever designed this did a weird thing.
Because this is, I know these are workshop levels that have been cleaned up in this official expansion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really surprised in that process they didn't, remove Mario identifiers from the text.
Well, I mean, this is.
But Nintendo's never litigious.
Yeah, I don't know if this is enough. You remember when we played Hypnospace Outlaw, and that one child's drawing was not copyright infringement because it was of such low quality that it did not resemble Gumshoe Gooper enough to be a problem. I think that's sort of what's going on here.
Okay.
So yeah, this B train should go into the tunnel and then emerge down here, I believe. Yeah, okay, cool. So we're making some money. Now we have both B and F have generated trains carrying cargo G, which we might be able to make some use of. Let me just connect. So this is a very early level. It's a relatively low level of complexity in this expansion. Ooh, it would be another 2,000. I don't quite have the money to make the train run the correct way here. And I'm debating whether I want to like run a train this long before we do engine upgrades, because it's going to be super slow. Like, that train is going to be committed to carrying that G cargo for a very long time. And maybe I'd be better off just running people along these shorter routes until we can afford upgrades. But obviously running people is, you know, is low yield business. But we know we're going to need at least 12. So we need 12 green potion and 12 red potion for delivery. But we also need 12 green potion and 12 red potion to make the 12 yellow potion. So we're actually going to need 24 of each of these precursor potions. So we can afford to load these stations up with people, and you can see the number of units of the cargo that it will hold is also the number of units of each precursor that the station will hold on to. No, we have to generate so much money in order to open up the electricity too. This is a nightmare. We're going to be on these little cheap trains for some time.
That's okay. It's a chill game.
You can see here we're about to have another letter train scheduled, but all of the letter stations already have a letter train. At some point, a letter train will get forced out on us. We're going to have to dispatch something. So I guess let me get ready for this. When this train goes in, we'll fire this, because the system's going to freak out. You can see it's getting mad. It's like, if you don't do something in a couple of seconds, I'm going to force a train out of station B, whether you like it or not. All right, let's dismiss. Yeah, unfortunately, at this point, all of the letter trains are like very, very long deliveries. We're just gonna have to live with it. So yeah, like G wants to come out over here. This train wants to go to there. This train wants to go all the way to there. I guess we'll let this one go next. You can see anywhere that there's a railway, like I can control the rail. I have to control the railway switches manually. I don't want to say it like it's a privilege. It is an annoying responsibility I have to control all the railway switches. We can rail the speed up, but I don't like playing it at a higher speed.
That's okay.
So fucking deal.
I am dealing.
Okay.
It's...
Are you dealing with the chat? How's chat doing?
The chat isn't. Wait. Oh, I got to switch to top chat. It keeps switching to top chat. I'm gonna go to live chat.
Yes, please go to live.
Okay,
chat.
there's not actually anything new in the last bit. Chat.
How y'all feel?
Sound off, chat. Make my job a little easier. I'm the one supposed to do most of the talking, and I'm bad at that. People know this, that I'm bad at it. I'm trying to get better. This is good practice for me.
So I'm gonna put some money into buying another engine here, because we need to be delivering stuff faster. I know we need to get the power running or whatever, but like we gotta be delivering stuff. All right, so we've delivered as many people as I should deliver to this station. Here, let's get this running. Yeah, we're gonna have to step it up a little bit on rail connections here. It's like this is gonna have to be able to get us to F. Oh, don't just run straight. Oh, there we go. I did not do that the most graceful. Whatever, it's fine.
So these games are, it's kind of a networking logistical puzzle.
Yeah.
And you have different ways you can approach it. But you have this thing with the very limited money and having to make the money to build more in order to do the thing. Do you find that aspect of it more stressful than, say, a Zachtronics game?
No, I mean that's what the puzzle is, right? Like, you're not just trying to get the
Yeah.
job. You're not just trying to get the job done. You're trying to get the job done within a certain amount of time, and so that requires that you manage your money. I'm gonna crack open a cold one. You know, and that's, like I say, that's just part of the thing. It's a critical part of the thing. You are making financial decisions, which are temporal decisions, and being able to convert between those two scales, I guess, is a pretty important part of it. Okay, so we've now delivered as many workers as we should need to make all of the potions that it's going to take. At this point, workers need to go to the power plant to start generating some power, which means we need to open up this power plant route a little bit. We also have as many letter trains delivered to some of the we should not need another G train for people or for potions, so we should just deliver these G trains to this G station. Although we should also deliver this B train to potion mode. And in fact, let's deliver this one as well. Okay, so I fucked up my junction a little bit here. I was not thinking ahead about the mess that is trying to run a train track downhill. So we can delete track. When we delete track, we get half of the money back. I'm going to see if I can paint this in a way that makes a little bit more sense. So the train can turn when it comes out here. And then... there we go. That's a little bit more functional. Because this actually allows me to get things from this side going up this way. The way I had drawn it before, I couldn't, there was no room for things to connect here. And so stuff from like station B would never have actually been able to make it up there. Or places west, like station F, which is important because station F had B cargo at it. Amabel.
What?
I got distracted and I delivered a train with F cargo to the yellow post because I forgot to hit a switch. That's a star lost. We lost a star.
Oh no.
I'll tell you what, right now, no audience. Yeah. That's an instant restart for me. I only get 5 stars. I am not going to make you all sit through the beginning of this level again because this is a little bit of a slow-paced one. But yeah, I would absolutely.
You wouldn't even complete it with fewer stars and then come back.
No, absolutely not. Why is that funny?
That's really funny.
Why is that funny?
Because when I'm playing a game and I screw something up and I reload a save, you get on me a bit about.
Hold on. No, but that's not the same thing. That's where you're talking about. You're talking about a different kind of failure there. Let's send these.
Am I?
Yeah.
I'm not getting what I want, and I'm not.
Okay, well, if we talk about it in that, if we talk about that in terms that general, you can make anything sound like anything. Well, I'm not game good, so. All right, so let's talk about this setup here. You can see there are 2 one-way stations here. So when we build this, which we almost have the money to do.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. When we're rebuilding these, we have to think about the way the train's going to run. So we're going to connect this track here, right, to allow people into the thing. So we're going to build this station, which is going to let people through the one-way into the power plant. I presume it's not going to let the electricity out until we also build this station and build the out way. I assume that's why this is constructed the way that it is. And we're going to see what we can do about that. We need a little bit more money to actually make this connection, but it is going to be important that we do that.
I'll be honest with you. There are times when we're playing Yard, which is a rhythm guitar game for people in the chat.
Yeah.
Where when I screw up the first couple notes in a song, I absolutely want to restart it. I don't, because you're already having a blast. But like I don't mind screwing something up. It's just, but if I start off on the wrong foot,
I don't know if I believe. I don't mind screwing something up, says the person who's like, oh, I did so bad on that song if you only get 99% of the notes.
It's when I screw up the notes that is particular notes I screw up, and when I screw them up, that I get a little down on myself about, and I'm trying to get better at that.
So you'll notice these are toll booths. So they require us to spend money to send the people in. So we're not even actually making money delivering the people to the electricity factory. This level is very restrictive. It's it is not allowing me to be very expressive. That's what I will say. And I do not know that I like that. So let me just make absolutely sure, because I don't know for certain that the electricity won't travel through the out. But I can't imagine why this would be here if it didn't work that way. We're going to send a test train of folks through here. Hey, y'all, I'm not trying to mulch you or anything, but like, wait, what am I doing? We still need to deliver one more train load of B to this location, and then we need to also still deliver 3 more train loads of F to that location. We just haven't had a lot of F get generated. But hey, look at that. Speak of the devil.
The thing you said about it not allowing you to be particularly expressive, I think that's something about this kind of puzzle game, is that you generally have more of those opportunities. Because, there are puzzle, like,
the things you choose to prioritize
playing, playing a P-Cross.
Oh, okay, look at that. It does, the power does run out. I don't know why this is here. Because this station doesn't produce anything that would need to come out. Yeah, I don't know. Very strange. Okay, well, that's great news. Then we can start to focus on other things. I'm going to send this train out. These guys are all going to here. And you know what? Maybe where we're at right now is we are upgrading our engines. My guess is it's going to let us upgrade to... So when you hit upgrade, it'll upgrade to the next number of cars, and each successive engine, in addition to gaining 1 car, also pulls the cars faster. You can see this is speed 123. If I press this button, it will upgrade us to a 5-car train with an engine that pulls at speed 154. So the higher level trains are more efficient, even if you are delivering the same amount of goods, but also you aren't delivering the same amount of goods, which is valuable. I'm going to go ahead and start delivery of a larger amount of F than the station actually needs. So we'll get more money for this train because it's got an extra train worth of F. But also it's going to get where it's going faster. We do need to actually watch out for that because we have slower trains running on the same track, and we need to make sure there's not a collision. I think there's enough space that it shouldn't be an issue. I think we should be fine. We are going to need to send people. So we have just enough money that these 2 trains arriving together will allow me to do another upgrade. So I'm going to hold off on sending more people until I can get a bigger train. Sending upgraded trains to the power station is going to help us, first of all, not be running at a negative through the toll booth. But secondly, also have to send fewer trains in total because more people, they slowly get, each person slowly gets turned into some amount of power in a process that we're not going to analyze. It's just a thing that happens,
Yep.
So we actually don't have to send as many trains if we send trains that contain more people. So we're going to send this G train out to deliver some G people. And you can see we generated some amount of the good stuff here. I mean, we may as well go ahead and deliver some of this. We need precursors to the location. And we're still actually we're so tight on money that I don't love the idea of sending the red potion all the way around 3 sides of the monitor, because obviously that train's going to be on the track forever. But we actually can't afford to build around right now. We can't afford to build a new track that only takes up 1.5 legs of the monitor. And that sucks. Yeah, let's deliver some more people. So at 5 trains, at a 5-person engine, we're paying 5,000 to get through the toll booth, and then getting 5,000 when the train hits the station. Once we get to 6-car trains, we'll actually be profiting every time we send people to the thing, which is good and cool. Oh no, you heard it here first. Soundbones endorses capitalism. Says profit is good and cool. Amabel, I've been turned.
In the context of this, I mean, in a lot of games, you bash people's heads in with,
and I also think
malice and swords.
I also think that is unironically a good thing to do. I've been trained by video games to see violence as a valid solution to my problems. Certainly video games, and not like all of political history.
I love you so much.
Well, I love you too, sweetie. That's very kind. So we've got all of our letter cargo delivered to the potion stations. We don't need any more of that. So all the letter cargo is now just going to the appropriate lettered station. We're gonna send this F over to G. All the switches are in the right place. I am going to start building another, is unconscionable to me to run this red potion through the track that we've already built. It's too long. But it is unfortunately going to be quite a long route to get things delivered this way too. Oh, there's like an unbuildable spot there. You can see this is going to be quite an expensive maneuver that I'm pulling here. It's going to save us time in the long run, and that's money, I think. Right?
So I've heard.
So actually, we can use this too, because we're gonna have to build delivery to the castle in the sky anyway. This again is a Mario thing. The castles are often in the sky in Mario. I don't know if you're familiar.
Are they?
It's like a whole thing. There's the clouds. There's always clouds.
Yeah, but there aren't really castles in the clouds. The castles are on the ground.
I think you'll find that no, they're in the sky most of the time.
What? In which games?
Super Mario RPG.
Okay.
At the very least. There's definitely castles in the clouds in Super Mario RPG. You can't tell me that's not true. I mean, you can, but I won't believe you. So I'm going to keep some people running to the power station because we do need to keep the power up. But I need to start delivering. We got to get goods to this yellow potion factory, because it's got to have time to build the stuff that we're looking for. So I started running the red train before we actually had a path, because I think we just got to get stuff going. Oh no. Okay, hold on. This doesn't connect cleanly, but I got to make sure we have $5,000 in the bank when this guy gets to the thing. We're going to fix it. Hold on. We're going to use the $15,000 from this train arriving to fix everything. And it's going to be just fine. Yeah, because this weird cloud structure makes it unclear what spaces you can build on. But now we've got it. Okay. So, slight problem here. I wasn't really paying attention to the amount of green potion we were shipping to the yellow potion because there were so many other things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And we now only have ingredients in the green potion area for 10 green potions. We got to deliver 12 to here. I goofed. So we got to route some potion materials. But we now have a setup here where we can actually generate we can actually generate this. We can start yellow potions cooking. And we don't know how long it will take, and things do take a variable amount of time to make. But you can see as we're delivering a higher level, more developed goods, each train load is worth more and more. We can start delivering things in 6s, which will make our lives easier. Obviously, there's a little awkward phase here where everything we're trying to deliver needs to go to places in 12s, but we had 5 train cars.
Yeah.
And I don't need to tell you how troublesome that is, Amabel. Because you care and are engaged.
Hey, yeah, I'm watching. I'm talking.
That's what I said you are.
You said it in that way that you say things.
The way that I say things. Hold on. Do you mean the way that you say things? All right, so I'm going to stop this train because we don't actually have money in the bank right now, and if it hits the toll booth while I don't have the money, they'll just turn it around. Okay, there we go. I can click on any train to temporarily pause it. So we need to deliver 12 green potions here before we do anything else with the green potions. So I need to make sure I have my 6 car train available for that. And in the meantime, we're just gonna deliver letter trains to letter stations. This has been a little bit of a tough level. We're coming out of it.
Spider-Man is in the chat and says he was very happy to see Deus Ex yesterday. Looking forward to that series. Cornflakes wonders if I'm going to find any cheeses. Like the ladder building one. A ladder building cheese. I don't understand what they're saying.
I do not imagine that is going to happen. Specifically the ladder. I don't think the ladder building thing is not something you just happen upon, I think. Because it involves a non-intuitive use of an item.
Of a cheese?
The cheese is a word for like no. What I will say to you is no.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Deus Ex as well. I'm enjoying it. We've done one episode, but I'm enjoying it a lot more than Vampire. And
always it's got to go to a negative place with you. It can't just be like, hey, I'm having fun with the thing. It's always got to be, also, fuck this thing.
First of all,
fuck Vampire.
Secondly, the thing is, we are engaging with things that are in some ways in conversation with each other. So one of the ways
No, that's fair.
Experience things and talk about them is drawing comparisons, right? Mm-hmm. And this just definitely feels a lot more thoughtful and a lot more finished than the last thing we did.
It is certainly that.
You know, it got to the point towards the end of Vampire where I was not looking forward to each time we played it. I'm looking forward to playing Deus Ex again.
Oh gosh, I lost sight of my the part of the thing where we are delivering people to the power plants. So I've now purchased two additional engines, which is the number that I was permitted to purchase.
Okay, gotcha.
Get the last little 1 unit of red potion over here. Because again, things got kind of desynced by the fact that we were running 5-car trains to deliver things that we needed 12 of.
I'm going to admit, Cornflakes, I don't know what that means. Is vampires parkour or menus?
So this is a game classification system that someone came up with, where they allege that video games generally fall into one of these two classes. There are a lot of these sort of like jokey classification systems. Jokey, but to a point, but making a point, right?
It's like the Calvin's dad meme. Everything falls into two.
Yeah. So look at this. We delivered all of our potion. Things are going well. We still have some number of letter trains to deal with, but the potion stuff is delivered. Not doing the super hottest on time. So I can press the plus button here to summon another letter train. We don't have to wait out the timer over and over again. Usually it's pretty good if you find yourself pressing the button a lot. You can get yourself into a real situation sometimes with goods where you get behind on your letter trains, and then they're just like building up faster than you can deal with them. This level is laid out simply enough that that's not really a problem.
So if I'm understanding the question now, I'm gonna say vampire is parkour the way QWOP is parkour.
Yeah, Vampire is a game that suggests that it's going to be menus, but then doesn't actually have the systems to make you want to spend much time in the menus. Like there's just not like a lot of benefit to being on your character sheet, right? There's nothing to do there.
Yeah. But then the parkour feels terrible.
Yes, but then also the parkour feels terrible.
Is this parkour?
I think a lot of people would qualify what I'm doing right now as menus. So I don't know if that answers your question.
I guess it does, yeah.
There are some people for whom this may as well be a spreadsheet. And the thing is I don't 100% disagree.
So that brings up a question I have for you. I've been wanting to ask you for a little while, but never had the opportunity to.
Okay.
Are you interested in spreadsheet games?
I mean, again, I professionally
games played via spreadsheets.
For many people, 4X is a spreadsheet. Okay, hold on a second. When you say spreadsheet games, yeah, you got to clarify. The term spreadsheet, literally the canonical answer, the canonical representation of a spreadsheet game in the video game industry is Master of Orion. Like when people say spreadsheet game, they're talking about that, and Master of Orion is a 4X. Like,
okay, but I'm
video
talking about
gamers as a mass, and no offense to the audience, because I'm down here with you. We're all dealing with the stigma, but video gamers as a mass have been, at the very least, painted as so poisoned that like anything that isn't like 100% Twitch stealth sneaking action is not, has us just rattling our cage and screaming incoherently.
Okay. But what I'm asking is, are you interested in the genre of games that are played on the platform of actual spreadsheets?
I don't know anything about what you're talking about.
Okay.
I will require
Cornflakes asks, have you ever played EVE Online or Aurora 4X?
No. I mean, I certainly know many stories of EVE Online. I've never played Aurora 4X. That I am not familiar with. I think I released these trains too close together. You have to be really careful with these like tunnels, these teleporty loop tunnels, because if a train goes into a thing before before the train ahead of it goes completely out of it, you end up getting the train that went in will turn around if it can't complete the transit fully, and that can cause some real problems, as well as just like slowing down your shit, because generally you want the trains to be going the way you pointed them instead of the opposite way. So we're gonna make our time stars here, but not by very much. So we gotta let this G train deliver, and then we gotta send a train out from G. Honestly, am I gonna make my time? I think we're gonna make our time stars. We got till 2030. All the switches are in the right place. I'm just gonna, there are no longer decisions to make. We'll just run that and fast forward. Yeah, 2020, that's embarrassing. If you got a 5-star score, you get a little histogram. It does little Zachtronics-y histograms, like you can see on the previous level. I was in the 91st percentile on amount of actual game clock seconds, but I paused the game a fair amount, so my real-time score was higher, and the amount of money you made, Generally, I'm trying to optimize for game time. That's what I think is the interesting thing to do, but this is, again, like, because it gives you these 3 different metrics, like there's a lot of different ways you can choose to optimize your play for like whatever gives you the happy feeling in your autosomal region. Or you can do, some kind of hybrid concern or whatever. Best overall score. You want to see something
cool? Does that
cool?
give you a happy feeling?
You want to see something cool? You want to see what gave me a happy feeling?
What's that?
100. I think that might mean I posted the fastest global time for this level.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
The thing's only been out for like a couple days, so I'm sure somebody will figure out a way to do better, but that made me pretty happy when I did it.
Okay, well, the next one's about a potato. So that seems...
Lost space potato. Let's have a look. The space station is on alert because the scientists have lost the first potato they managed to grow in space. When they switched on the potato tracker, they found out that the tuber is on a nearby asteroid. No one can explain how this happened. Help the scientists recover the potato before it's lost in space forever. Terraforming triggers are in the lower city. Terraforming triggers? Sorry? What does that mean? Okay, so
I think you're right, Robin. SB confirmed best in world.
I mean, best in world at some things. Not
Train Valley 2.
No good things, but some things. I'm probably the best in the world at. I'm like Olympic level at having a panic attack, at crying for no reason.
No, I've seen that. I've been there. I've been there when you set those records, and then you beat your own record.
Well, that's correct.
That's amazing.
Well, that's just about the love of the game.
Jaina is also in the chat.
Suddenly wanting to kill myself for no reason, despite the fact that nothing is objectively wrong. I'm very good at that. My therapist said to spend a lot of time working with how good I am at that.
Maybe.
So we have. I think it's funny. So everybody else always gets uncomfortable.
Before you continue,
yeah.
Jane is also in the chat and says hello from Cosmo the pig.
Hello, Jaina. Hello to Cosmo. I love you, Jaina.
That's very important.
I do not have. I apologize. I do not love Cosmo because we are unfamiliar. I'm sure I could learn to love Cosmo.
Cosmo, yeah, I've met Cosmo. It's a real good time. So space potato.
Is Cosmo some pig?
Yeah. I would say so.
You always hesitate on my Charlotte's Web references. You don't seem to like them very much. So okay, you can see here.
So here's the thing. You have big Templeton energy.
Okay, all I'll take it. So we have cities here that require payouts. We're gonna have to get the potato over here eventually. It's lost for the moment. And like you can see people getting creative with the tools available to them to create this like idea of outer space from when we unpause, I'm sure is going to turn out to be like black fog. Also, the doorbell just rang. I sure hope Jeff's on top of that because I'm not answering the door. I'm busy. So we're going to just...
I hear him walking around.
Try to satisfy this. So they want sand and brick and copper wire. Brick is made with sand, so we're going to have to do some precursor movement here. Eventually, we're going to need building materials. So this is interesting. Building materials is made from copper wire and sand, but also steel plates and what is that, like turquoise? Oh, that's copper ore. That stuff's all the way over here. So we're going to have to sometimes when you meet certain goals, things about the level change. I'm assuming that's what is meant by terraforming triggers in the level text. So we're just going to do what we can do for right now, and we're going to see how the level morphs as we work. Okay?
Yeah.
We've been given $12,000 to start with. We have 2 stations producing people right now. I think this is a pretty obvious connection to make. Right? We're going to want to get some sand. We can deliver sand back right away. So that'll be a good source of early money to use to connect everything else up. And then with a little bit of money here, we can probably just come over and connect the coal for the same reasons. We can. I'm looking for early places that we can make money so that we can shore up our bank and have the materials necessary to do other work. 12 in-game minutes for the fastest time star. Do not upgrade any engines, and do not allow any trains to collide with other trains or things that they're... Don't let the train do anything it's not supposed to do. All right, let's start with some train movement here and see what we can put together. So they say the lower city has the terraforming triggers, which I think means we should prioritize lower city goals. But we do want to get stuff started on the upper city. We don't want to resolve lower city then upper city because you see like so much stuff is running on timers. If we don't have these going concurrently to some degree and we stack them consecutively, the level's going to take twice as long.
Okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
That makes sense to me.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to want to do is be able to make bricks. Let's talk about that. I watched Good Mythical Morning the other day for the first time in like 10 years, maybe. And so I have their delivery in my head a little bit.
I mean, you have told me about this. I think you've shown me a little bit, but I'm unfamiliar with the delivery, so I'm just going to miss any references you make.
Yeah, there was a period of years. This period was while I was, this is not that long ago. There was a period of years where I watched Good Mythical Morning, and Good Mythical More, the whole product, every day. That was an everyday ritual for me. I'll tell you, those guys know how to make an internet show. Are you familiar with the whole? You know what? We'll talk about it during phase 3. How about that?
All right.
Because I do like the thing they do. All right, so we're gonna send 10 people down here. What's up?
People are buzz asking about Cosmo, and I can confirm. Have you met Cosmo? Cosmo is a real pig. Sand. You need sand to make potatoes.
Sand make brick.
You need brick to make potatoes.
You need bricks to make potatoes. That's true. I do make a fair amount of the potatoes in this house.
Fuck off! You can't do it.
See, people who are not hip to the lingo are gonna think you're mad because you make the potatoes. People who who are not themselves on the trolley, as we say. So I'm not supposed to upgrade my engines.
Jesus, that's dark.
What?
On the trolley.
Yeah. Now you're on the trolley.
Yeah.
Is that dark? That's a Simpsons reference.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't think it's particularly dark now.
Okay, no, I was assuming because it was a trolley problem reference because of the way trans people are.
No, trans people are never on the trolley. We're always on the track, sweetie. Not to like bum you out or ruin your day, but
no, I know.
Trans people do not have the institutional power to be deciding who gets to pull what. That's not really how that works. Okay, so I'm going to send one more trainload of people before I start delivering sand. That should be just enough time for 10 more sand to accumulate in this station before we start moving it back. And we are just about at enough money. Like, I think I'm going to buy us a third train here. So let's buy another engine. We have a limited number of engines that are available on each map. Let's start moving this stuff back. Let's see, this third engine smooths out our travel times a little bit. Like we're not waiting so much anymore. We are going to want to connect up the coal and the whatever this is, the iron ore, to this stuff so we can make these steel slabs out of it. So we're going to need 10 coal for delivery back to the city, 10 coal for delivery to the steel slab factory to make the slabs that the city wants. And then we're also going to need another 10 coal for the slabs that are going to the building production space. So we're going to need 5 more coal than we have allotted right now. But the station will only hold 25 coal at a time. So let's deliver some. So we need to make 20 steel slabs. It is often, but not always, the case with the workshop levels that people will indicate the number of a thing you will need by making it the maximum size of the holding factory. But as you can see here, that hasn't actually happened. So it's not like a hard rule or anything. All right, so we delivered all the sand that we need. We have enough brick to make the next delivery, so let's get the brick down here and see what that does for terraforming triggers, you know. We'll deliver some people and some iron ore to get the slab process started. In fact, I can buy another engine. I should probably just go ahead and do that. We're starting to get enough stuff going here. I will deliver more people. All right, so when we deliver the bricks here... Okay, I was kind of curious if that was going to be what started the terraforming, but I guess not. Let's make sure we have people running to the places where the things need to get made. It's always a little tough to know, like, what do you need to prioritize? Like, what things are going to be produced slowly enough that you need to make sure you get them started early? You know? Because not everything converts its precursors into product at the same rate. And there's not actually, like, an indication anywhere of how slow it's going to be until you just, like, start it. So do we need only 10 units of building material. I need 10 wire for here, but I need 5 wire for there. So 25 is the correct amount. So we're delivering the right number of people to that. I need to deliver 5 more units of coal here. And then we also need to ship some more iron. And I think I put those out in a way that's not going to cause them to collide. Yeah, no, we're cool. We're good. We're cool. Everything's fine. Amabel, stop panicking. You're freaking me out. Okay. We're going to need at least one more load of people over to there to get that done. Same deal here. All right, we're going to deliver the sand that we need for this. We're routing 10 wire back to the city as quickly as possible because I'm hoping that resolving this is going to cause whatever terraforming, because we're running out of time for the terraforming. So something needs to come down. So you need to... Alright, this should give them enough time to pass. So I need 5 more copper ore over here. 5 more people. Right? Well, that's going to go to the wrong... So I've just routed this to the wrong station because there's too much stuff going on. So you see, we're going to stop this train. When things go into the wrong station, they just get bounced back out. So we're going to run the switches here to make sure that goes to the right spot. But that does slow everything down. So now I'm having to wait extra time to deliver these. Amabel, my efficiency.
Sound, calm down. You're freaking everyone out.
I can't, though.
I thought you were playing this game.
This is the only thing I'm capable of being good at in the world, so I need to be good at it. Okay, here we go. So that's connected there. We haven't even started generating copper ore, and that may turn out to be a huge error on my part. Oh, yeah, look, the terraforming is occurring. Slowly, the world is changing. What do I do with that? Okay, so we have the ability to build... this has created a bridgeable situation. A very expensive situation, I will note. So you can see here, we have a bridge tool. Okay. Oh, man. It's especially expensive because I didn't look at what I was doing before I started building. This bridge has to go here because there's a limited amount of turnability to the tracks, right? Like I can only get this thing to turn that much. I wouldn't be able to build into a bridge that's based across the bottom of here. So we can build like that and then plug this into the main rail line here. Then I gotta figure out how I get this. There's a small gap between these buildings. Oh, there's a gap here. What do I need to get across? I need to get copper ore and slabs. So I think it's okay if this is where the connection runs. Where this, it would not be trivial to get iron ore out this way because obviously, again, the train can't, the track can't turn fast enough. But we don't ever need to deliver iron ore to this side of the map, so that should be okay. We still can't retrieve the potato. We're going to need more terraforming effects to occur, but we are now in a position where we can make that happen. So we need to create 10 units of building material. Let's get these slabs shipping because it's going to take a while for them to get over there. Oh, but I got to get the most important thing actually is to get the copper ore started because I have been terrible about this, and this is going to be our bottleneck, temporally speaking. We got to start mining that copper. So see, this is a lack of foresight is going to bite me here. And then we'll get 10 more people into the copper mine. Yeah, and it's a long run. Should get the wire in there as well. And then we can start making these other deliveries down here. Yeah, look at how slow the copper mines too. This is something that I needed to start earlier. Embarrassing. We're going to just be sitting and waiting. Oh no. Well, we do need to deliver some wire across, but that's we're gonna hold off on that. I want to make sure this first trainload of copper moves the instant it is allowed to move. But yeah, that's a really slow conversion. So hey, Amabel.
Yeah, I'm watching.
It's game
and
of
I'm
the year
trying to think of
time.
more to say.
Just do the good.
Game of the year time?
Yeah, do your game of the year list.
Okay.
That'll give you something to say.
All right. My games of the year. I had a list, and now
I would imagine so.
Jeez. All right. So 2 things on my game of the year list. One is the visual novel Wednesdays. It's kind of a heavy subject, but it's handled in a way that doesn't make it feel overbearing. It's an emotional experience, and I think it uses limited interactivity in ways that reflect the agency of the protagonist and how he feels about how much agency he has over his life and the way that shifts over time. So I would recommend Wednesdays. I think is a beautiful work of art, and it's had a profound impact on my life. That is the game of the year. Another game of the year for me. Well, for last year.
Okay. That's a 2025
release
of the
another game of the year is Blueprints. It sucks shit.
See, I think that if things are bad, no, I understand what you're saying.
It's the thing about Blueprints is that there are things that I find so infuriating about it, and so hostile in ways that I don't get joy from.
Yeah.
And yet there are things that were genuinely compelling about it. I don't think it understands what it's doing. But I think that kind of incoherence, I think the way it was a thing made by a guy and, a small team, and it was a passion project, and he makes decisions that I think are the wrong decisions. But I think it's fascinating that he made those decisions. And I think the end result is a thing that is a fascinating artifact, and I think it does I think it took off the way it did for reasons that are both genuinely compelling and reasons that are people not having great taste. And I think that's fascinating. I think it's a fascinating game to talk about. And I find that a lot more interesting than, is the game good or bad? There are movies I love. I love the movie Billy Jack. And I wouldn't say it's good, but it is a fascinating artifact of its time and of its creator and of the obsessions of its creator. And I think that is worth engaging with and discussing. So that's where Blueprints lands for me. 5 stars.
This is pathetic. This level's a little shorter. I'm gonna try to fix my time.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna try to fix my time. And I'm gonna do it by changing what I prioritize, which is an important thing to do. We are still going to prioritize this.
Squeak Cross came out last year, didn't it?
Probably.
Squeak Cross is a game of the year. That is a Picross game about a little rat or mouse or ferret, you kind of set the pace for your own residential adventure, your residential adventure. You are solving these P-crosses, and it gives you hats and furniture and furnishings, and you furnish your little rat's home, and is real charming. And um, my favorite part, my absolute favorite part of Squeak Cross, is that every few levels, it takes a few. So every chunk of levels, you'll get some emails. And one series of emails you get are pictures of rodents. And that's quite a reward. You know, that keeps me going. You know, I don't really care about, like, the hats and the furnishings and that, but seeing the pictures of the little rats and what, oh, is so good. I love that very much. And I think those three are my game of the year.
That's it.
Dubio's pretty good. Does Dubio last year? I don't know. I think those are my three on my game of the year list. I had a list written down somewhere, I think for the previous year, because we haven't done the previous year yet.
That's true.
I'm not 2024. You know what one of the games of 2024 was?
What's that?
Tekken 8.
Okay.
It's just more Tekken, but you know what? Tekken's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing.
It's
not that I'm trying to put you on the spot, but I am trying to get you to talk.
I was talking.
I do need you to talk.
I think I've done a good job talking. I've been engaging with the chat throughout this thing. I think I have talked a fair amount, and then I ran out of things to say. And thank you. I'm trying. I am trying. You know what else is a game of a year for 2024 is that game where you're trying to cross a bridge and there's a troll what has made his own chess game.
Okay.
I don't remember the name of that, but we played it on stream. I'm sure you can find it.
Yeah, King of the Bridge or something. It has King
of the Bridge. King of the Bridge was a real delight.
It definitely has bridge in the name.
You know what's a game of the year for the 1950s? Bridge. People's parents and grandparents fucking love Bridge, and it is fine. It's the weird thing about Bridge. Here's the weird thing about Bridge. It's a 4-player game, but
Bridge is the okayest game of the 1900s.
Only 3 players of the 4 play the game at a time. One of the players sits out and lets their partner play their cards. And that's really fascinating to me as like a social artifact, because the thing with Bridge is you have like 2 couples usually playing and having like a little party. You have a little card table, and when someone is out, they're fixing drinks or sandwiches or whatnot for everyone to entertain, and that's not really a thing we have. We don't really value games where a player doesn't do anything, where one of the players sits out, because we don't play games in that kind of social setting anymore. I find that board games and card games are generally now played in a more a setting where the magic circle is less easy to leave and come back into, where we are focused on the thing. And I think that's a fascinating evolution of the form of time and whatnot.
Okay, so you're talking a lot, which means I'm not talking. So I'm not describing the way I'm threading things here, but I'm hoping that, given what happened on the previous playthrough and everything, it's easy enough to sort of follow my logic.
Amabel, you don't talk enough. Amabel, you're talking too much.
I didn't say you're talking too much. I knew you were gonna do. I'm explaining why I'm not explaining. You monster.
Well, the thing is, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Is this a Let's Play? Or is the stream something different because of the social context? Is it more of a hangout?
Well, I'm not explaining what I'm doing, so it doesn't feel like a Let's Play to me. In this particular instance where I'm not talking about the thing very much, it doesn't feel like a Let's Play to me, but that's maybe, you know, just me being very particular about how I think about Let's Plays.
Right, but so I'm saying, does the context of the stream free you from having to be a Let's Player in this moment?
So you said free.
Yeah.
That's not how I think of it.
Okay, that's fair.
All right, I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of train pausing here because yeah, these are gonna bump each other if I don't. And I don't know if you know anything about physics, but trains bump pretty hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're delivering the bricks. We're cooking all the iron plates. We've got this stuff going. We're gonna need 5 more of those. Actually, we're gonna need 5 more of these. We're gonna need both, but let's make that happen. Start delivering the sand over to here. All right, terraforming triggers are being hit. Yeah, and I think that's all we need. So let's start delivering that stuff. Here come the wires to make the big island appear. Yeah, and you can see we are way better focused this time as far as our actual goals go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised you didn't get it the first time around. I mean, maybe you do usually, but you have to kind of come to grips with the space by getting your hands in it.
Yeah, for sure. So we know that we want to construct the bridge this way. It is often the case that like there is a practice run, and when I say practice run, I mean practice partial. Like I said, I will stop at the point where I have broken my ability to get the high score. We don't need to interact with the bricks. Technically, this is like slightly more time efficient, although it is uglier. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't consider the aesthetics of the track shape at least a little bit when I built. Okay, so we want to run 10 units of these. I want to make sure that we have everything lined up here. We also need to make sure that we actually are getting the products on this side set up. Once again, I think I'm going to have to do a little train pausing. So I let these out a little aggressively. I think we can go now. Yeah, everything should be fine. Get that delivered. Okay, that's looking pretty good as far as timings go, I think. Oh, and then I didn't point that in the right direction. Well, that's what we're going to do about that. This just has a little loop in it now. That switch needs to be in that state. There we go. Everything's fine.
Look at them trains go.
Look at them trains go.
There is something calming to just watching them go, right?
Oh my god, what am I'm so bad at this game. Make sure this is set correctly. Make sure that's set correctly. Jesus. All right. We almost had a situation there. fine. We can just let this train sit here and wait. This isn't even going to affect our time. Actually, this load of people was not necessary. I had delivered enough people to make all the building materials. Well, whatever. Get in there. The train I wasn't even doing anything. It was me trying to find a way to screw up, which I will do.
I think you're gonna do fine.
You know what we haven't done?
Not, you could do this a third time.
You know what I haven't done is actually make the wire that I need to send over there, which is important. So this is going to slow us down again. This is going to make my time non-optimal, but it's going to be to a much smaller degree than before. This is embarrassing, though. I just forgot. I forgot about 5-wire because, again, there's a lot going on. All right, so that'll make the second terraforming event occur. Or not the second. I mean, obviously, it's been a lot more than that. Wait, where? There we go. So this is kind of funny, right? Like, in order to connect here, we have to do this. And then the space is narrow enough that the only way to connect these two trains is actually to do a cross here and then loop around, because that's the tightest you can turn a track, right? You can only turn the track like 45 degrees per tile. So it creates this really awkward looking shape. All right, so let's get the potato delivered. And then, yeah, we're gonna have a little tiny bit of inefficiency here, which is fine. I will deal. Would I have restarted the level about that if I didn't have an audience? Yeah, for sure, without question.
But maybe you should just learn to accept imperfection and inefficiency and just go with the flow.
Are you really being mean to me right now? Is that really where we're at?
Am I being mean?
Yes.
In what way?
Because you're making fun of me for the thing. You half explained it to the viewers. We can't even really play dumb on this very effectively. You're making fun of me for the way that I talk to you about doing things in
I'm
games.
not.
But that's different because the thing you're doing isn't explicitly trying to.
I'm not making fun of you.
You are absolutely making fun of me, and it's very cruel to be doing. And everyone in the audience is going to be on my side, and they're all gonna show up with placards. They're like, "Samhain was right. Free Samhain. Yeah, buy Samhain a hamburger."
I might buy you a hamburger. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though, sweetheart.
I would love it if there were hamburgers.
Historically, when we've asked the chat to take sides,
no,
they have taken my side.
That's true. That's true. They love you more than me. That's universal. I think everybody does. I certainly love you more than me.
I'm the Poochie of this show.
818 and 83%. An 83rd percentile. I'll take it. It's all right.
Okay.
I'm going to minimize the game again very briefly just to move something on this monitor so that I can see things. Okay. We're going pillar hopping. What does that mean? Fucking fine now. It's going to be some hoodoo stuff. The lava river is awake again. What a sentence.
And it's cut the town in two.
The tiger is free. It is your job to rebuild the railway over the mountain pillars to bridge the two sides. It won't be easy or cheap. Nobody's been up there in a while, and it's really overgrown. So we need to build 9 or more bridges to 5-star this level. We have 22 minutes to figure this shit out. So I really wish the levels would start in the pause state. Oh yeah, look at all this fucking garbage. So at some point here, we're going to have to build a $59,000 bridge. Oh, I see. There's a bunch of raised areas, but there's no way up onto them. So we need to bridge hop all the way across here. And then right here, there's a slope up onto this part. So we build a bridge to run us down to this area where we're going to have to build through this farmer's fields. Then a bridge over to here where we're going to have to build through this forest to make a bridge over to here where we have to build through this bamboo forest to make a build over to here where we cut through Santa's, I guess, off-season sleigh storage. And then over here where we'll cut through an old construction site. And then, the place where the coyote chases the roadrunner around. And then that leads to Spider Town. Amabel, Spider Town.
That is a reward?
We're going to get there. We're going to get there. I'm going to earn Spider Town.
What game was that from?
That was Cult of the Lamb. So yeah, it's actually it's a long series of minorly expensive bridges, which is going to end up being like several $100,000. Okay. Check out the bats. This town, like me, requires bats. Oh, pumpkins. Oh, look at him. Look at him. Look at his face.
I'm really happy that we're ending with this one.
Amabel, what do you think the odds are that my last words are going to be look at its little face?
Oh, very high. Very high. I'm sorry.
Moments before mauled to death. Oh, look at its little face. I like it when they have a little face that's like a fang, and I like it when the little face has indicators of violence. That's like my thing. That's my most thing. Okay, so we're gonna need bats. Like, obviously in life, you're gonna need some bats. It's like my dad always said. In life, you're gonna need some bats, and then a racial slur. That part I don't agree with. But that is how it was. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, folks. So do I want to run people out of this train? So this, gosh, we have a lot of goods. So we're going to need to make 18 bonds, 10 bats, 10 blue potion. Where's the blue potion made? The blue potion's made of pumpkins and chocolate. Okay. And then we're going to need black potion, which is made of blue potion and bats and oil. Gross. What a gross potion.
Yeah.
And we're going to need to then we're going to need more of that stuff. We're going to need so many toilet papers. Okay. So we got to build. Okay. So I got to build to here and then to there. This is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff to do here. Go ahead and I guess the thing about the number of bonds we need is it is divisible by 5. So you notice like some of the earlier deliveries here are all divisible by 5, but at some point they start becoming divisible by 6. So we're starting with 5-car trains, and we're going to upgrade to 6 at some point during the thing. And so I want to make sure that I'm not delivering 5-car trains to places where we are going to need divisibles of 6, unless that's also unless the amount we need is also divisible by 5, because doing so is kind of just a waste if you have to run one more train out there anyway to make up the 6th person, Does that make sense? Does that make sense, Amabel?
That makes sense.
You fucker. You fucker. Oh, look at the bats. Look at the bats.
I see the bats. They're very good. The shadow of the bats are very good.
Yeah, it's all very good here in Batstown. Amabel, who is Batman's favorite Sanrio character?
The big challenges.
Yeah, this was a trick question because everybody's favorite Sanrio character is Big Challenges. He's very lovable, is the thing.
I don't know that many Sanrio characters. So if there was a particular Batman joke, I don't know the joke.
As Bats Maru was my joke there, because it sounds like bats. But actually, Bats Maru is a cool penguin. He's like a cool slam dancing. You know how Mog is cool?
Yeah.
Bats Maru is cool in the same way.
Do you want to hear my favorite Batman thing?
I do.
One of my favorite Batman things, anyway. So, the Christopher Nolan film Batman Begins, there's that scene early on where he's training with like the League of Assassins and
wait a minute. They made a Batman movie?
Sweetheart, if you interrupt it, the story is gonna take forever to tell it. So
yeah, I mean, what is
that's very funny.
What can I do that's not gonna make this take forever to tell? In what way is that within my power?
Okay, so in that movie, there's a part where they want him to kill someone, and he's like, "No, I won't do it."
Yeah,
you remember this? Okay,
vaguely. Yeah.
So, there is a series. I was working at a library when the film came out, and there was a series of tie-in children's books, like picture books.
Really?
And
that's
and
okay.
One of them was adapting. It was called Batman Begins: Training Bruce Wayne, and it was about him learning to do all the things and going off into the mountains. And this is a book for small children, and they get to that scene.
To adopt the good girl position. Getting used to the gag.
Good job.
I think Bruce Wayne has it within him to be a good girl. I think he can do it.
A master in disguise. He's dedicated. It gets to that scene, and how they do it instead, because they can't have him say, "You should kill this guy." They can't do that in a children's novelization picture book. What they do instead is they say, "We have 2 candles. Now blow out this candle like we're going to blow out the candle of Gotham City." And he says, "No!" And then escapes.
I hate this metaphor.
And that is one of my favorite Batman things. Because it's
really stupid.
It's really stupid.
Yeah.
And I don't know what child would have that book that would not have seen the movie, right?
Yeah, well, it's very difficult for me to imagine, like, because that movie was PG-13. It's just hard for me to imagine why they wanted to their children. I have a lot of questions about the whole procedure that led to that book existing. I gotta turn this train around because I got confused. I was listening to your story. It was a very good story, but it made me not be able to direct pumpkins correctly. And that's a danger. That's a danger of an Amabel Holland story. A classic.
No, you're right.
With the Amabel Holland oeuvre is she makes it very difficult to direct pumpkins. That's why the Hobgoblin is no longer friends with you. That's a little Spider-Man joke.
Yeah. You know, I don't have the ability to tell the story of like the Hobgoblin's secret identity, like the behind the scenes stuff of that, but it is fascinating. If I had brushed up on it, I would be telling it right now, but I haven't. So
why did I do
but
that?
Look it up. Folks, look up like the different writing and editing decisions over who's gonna be the Hobgoblin and how it was resolved, and it's crazy.
Yeah, motherfuckers, do homework.
Robin says probably one of the execs read an article that said all ages content was synergistic. Then they sent it to a contract copywriter who had no fucking clue what to do, and that's probably correct.
Well, I gotta tell you, that's not a very funny answer. we got so much stuff going on. There's so many places that things need to be sent. It turns out there's a lot of work to do while we're still on 5-car trains. And some of that work has significant travel times associated with it. Okay. We're almost able to afford another train, which is rad. I do think that will help a little bit. We don't want to run that way. We got to run more pumpkins over to here and also some chocolate. Okay, so we're producing the things that we need, right? We're trying to get this stuff all dealt in. We gotta deliver some gold bars, which requires the gold ore and also the coal. There's a lot of carbon involved in the barification process. It's a technical term, you understand.
I do, yes.
Well, I'm glad that you do. Or alternatively, I don't care. Okay. Hey, look at this. We can start. We're in a place where we can actually start affording some upgrades here. And this is just about the speed of moving the objects, really. These things are going to get here very slightly faster because I put them on the big red train instead of the orange train. So the engines are color coded, so that it's easy for you to like visually keep track of which things are which speed.
Okay.
In theory. Easy might be the wrong word. So yeah, let's send you guys back. We're gonna need to send out the rest of the gold ore. That's gonna make the 10 gold that we need. Gonna make sure we don't have a collision because that would be disastrous. Yeah, they're not gonna catch up. Everything's fine. Okay, so we got this stuff going. I need to start making the black potion. So the black potion requires blue potion, which requires bats. No, which requires. I mean, the blue potion, the black potion does require bats, but we should start loading up on pumpkins and chocolate first. Obviously. Whenever you're making a potion, you gotta focus on your bats and your chocolate and your pumpkins. It really goes without saying, I think. So we're gonna need more black potion on this side too. We're gonna need a bunch of this stuff. So I need precursors, trees, and whatnot. You need to go get some of that. Let's go get the chocolate. I do want to make sure we pay out the stuff that we still need to deliver to the city, just in case any terraforming triggers exist. But we're also going to need... So we're going to need the basic ingredients of gold at a pretty high value as well here. Okay. All that stuff's going. I need to make 30 black potion in total, right? We need 12 for this city and 18 for that city. So, let's start getting bats. I also need to actually connect the oil up here because we're going to need some oil for this as well. Gosh, we really just need... I need to send so many people out. Holy crow. We'll go one more train here, and I definitely don't want to send it out while it's still 5 cars. So hold on a second. Let's send out 2 more people. Let's start getting the oil together. You need to start gathering gold. Like I said, we're not sending this thing out just yet. There we go. Okay. We got a lot of resources. A lot of resources to manage.
Manage those resources, baby.
I'm trying.
Show those resources who's boss.
Wait, is it supposed to be me? Is it supposed to be me?
In this case, in this area only, you will be the boss.
So notice the production of bonds also requires power, and power also requires coal. So actually, I need to run like a lot of people out to the coal plant because we're going to need excess. Let's make sure that gets done. Then we send some chocolate. Alright, here comes a quantity of potion.
Yay!
I know, it's so exciting. Is everybody terminally bored? Have I killed the whole audience?
No one's... Sweetheart,
yeah.
I don't think... First of all, we have people watching. Secondly, I think this is just a chill hangout stream. We're hanging out with you while you're playing this game. It's pretty. You're explaining how you're doing it. It is the game that it is. And I think it is...
And we're all just going to have to live with that.
No, I'm not. Hey! No, I...
No, I don't... I understand. I hear you.
Like I know that you have anxiety about previous Train Valley streams not going well, but I don't think they've gone poorly. I think...
I mean, what I have is anxiety about being a boring person.
Sweetie?
Yeah.
I have been in a relationship with you for 4 years now?
Okay.
4 years since some change.
When you say that, you sound
together.
confident. I think that's true.
We've been living together for about 2.5 to 3 of those years, somewhere in there.
Yep.
The thing I can confirm. What's that?
In sin, no less.
Yeah.
Don't tell
the
my
thing
mom.
is. Do you remember that time when you kept swearing and your mom was like, stop it, or you're going to get a spanking, and I said, I'll take care of it?
Hold on a second. You say kept swearing. You make me sound like such a petulant child. I was using language appropriate to a situation. I do not. So here's the thing. There has never been a period of my life where I didn't use a lot of language to express myself.
Yeah.
And my mom is not, she is feigning surprise. All right. She is, it's all make believe. It's all show.
Okay.
She knows what I'm like.
I know. The thing I was saying before you said the living in sin thing, and then that don't tell your mom, and that reminded me of the mom story, is that you were not boring. You have never been boring. Holy shit.
Spider.
There's never been a time when things have been boring with you. There's always something, and I love that.
There's always something. Yeah, no, fair. There is always something. It's about... Oh, how am I going to connect this? Okay, so I need to, like, back it off. Yeah. So you can see here, like, it's actually getting kind of expensive, like, building through all these objects. This is why I wanted to start the connection path pretty early because I don't have I can't eyeball how much money I'm spending on putting these things together. So where are we at? I need to put some people in the power plant. Just throw them all in the gears, let them get mulched up. What happened? What happened? Oh, Amabel. Building the bridge, building the bridge invalidated one of the spaces on my rail because like a bridge support had to go there. Shit, that's not what I meant to do at all. Yeah, building a bridge invalidated one of the spaces on my rail and I didn't notice, and so we had a train crash. That's a star. It also, when you destroy a train, obviously you lose the cargo, which is potentially a problem. And also the train is damaged and you have to pay a fee to get it functional again. I
think this is one reason why in life people tend to finish building the track before they run trains on them.
What? Wait. What? I don't know. Oh, I don't understand what's happening. Why are they exploding? Please stop blowing up. I've never said that before in my whole life, Amabel. You can tell how stressed I am.
No, I know. Someone's only do this when they're distressed.
Stop blowing up. Jesus Christ. What has this game made of me? They say video games don't reprogram your brain. Okay, well, obviously that's a restart on a real... I'm not going to do it, but...
Okay.
When you don't get 5 stars, you don't even get to see the histograms. Because it doesn't matter, because your score doesn't compare to theirs. Because they did the work, and you didn't. You fucking slur for myself. I try not to say...
Well, at least this time you didn't call yourself an actual slur, so I think
I try not to say that word in mixed company.
You already called yourself a brick. That's not
as bad. That's not as bad as the one I was gonna say.
God damn it.
I think that when I speak on the channel, I don't want to say that I come across like in a officious manner or anything. I know that I don't. But I think given like people who hear me, I think I speak properly, which it's not to say that I'm always like a careful speaker and I think a lot about the words I use and everything. But listen, the place I'm going from all of this is I think a lot of people who only know me from the channel would be surprised at how much I call myself the F slur in real life. To be fair, it's reclamatory.
It's reclamatory, yeah.
I got called the F slur in a lot of situations I wasn't in control of earlier in life, and so I'm now.
Yeah.
Now I'm in charge of. I almost said it again. Now I'm in charge of what I'm a thing. The answer is always, by the way. Oh no, I sent a train of... So, these people are generating a limited speed, right? I sent a train load of only 5 people because there were only 5 people in the thing when I pressed the button. Amabel, I've gotten very sloppy. Everything's going wrong. Everything is sideways. And not good sideways. Sideways like the Paul Giamatti movie.
I hate all the people I knew loved that movie so much, I did not understand it.
Yeah, no, it was terrible. It's not the worst thing that's ever won an Oscar, but it's certainly frustrating. Fucking hot Paul Giamatti takes around here. Watch out. So this is the real edgelord shit. You know what? I didn't think The Holdovers was that good. Bam.
Yeah, now I gotta come up with one.
Yeah. What's your hottest Giamatti take? Welcome to a segment
Paul
we're called
Giamatti was really good in The Illusionist, which is better than The Prestige. Does that count as a hot Giamatti take? It's a hot take.
That's what I'm saying. It's a hot take, and it's Giamatti adjacent. He's in it. He's in the take. You know what? I'll allow it. I think we are going to have to be pretty loose with this for this game to have any legs. So, we're calling this. Welcome to a segment we call Hot Giamats. we give all of our.
I don't think
Paul Giamatti hot takes, and we take yours.
I don't think Paul Giamatti was ugly enough to play Harvey Pekar.
Who? They didn't ugly him up enough. They could have gotten there. Hollywood's amazing, but they chose not to. They chose not to make him ugly enough to be Harvey Pekar.
And Harvey Pekar is in that film also as himself, so I feel like
they're not even disguising their shoddy workmanship. All right, who else in the chat has some hot Giamats?
Give us some hot Giamats. You know what?
I can tell this is a great game because of how much I hate it. How much I immediately dislike what we've done. Yeah, look at how expensive that is. I'm going to try to do minimum damage here, but I think we are going to end up bulldozing some penguins. It's just the nature of the beast. The price of progress. Are you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Bam.
Damn. Wow.
Like they were never there. Just converted into dollar signs.
Colonialism. I think Paul Giamatti, is often typecast as like a smart guy.
I paved paradise, which is the name of that penguin, and put it.
Giamatti's often typecast as like a smart guy, and particularly like kind of like a smart asshole guy.
Yeah,
and
he plays an asshole very well.
Yeah, I really appreciate when he plays a stupid asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking like the Todd Solondz film Storytelling, which I will conditionally recommend, except there is the film has two parts. One's like 20 minutes long and one's 70 minutes long. And the 20-minute part has some really complicated material surrounding assault and race, and so it's heavy. Okay, so I don't want to be blindsided by that. But the second half of the film, Paul Giamatti plays like the most dipshit filmmaker that's ever lived. Like so self-important, and it's also so like so credulous and gullible and self-impressed and blinkered.
Yeah,
and he really is a kind of guy really well, and I don't think he gets to be that kind of guy very much because of how often he's cast as someone who's very sharp and witty. And I think it's good work for him. Good work from John Goodman as well in that film. There's a scene where he's hypnotized by a 5-year-old, and that's pretty funny. That's pretty good stuff. Yeah. No one in the chat has come with hot Giamats, by the way.
Not a single hot Giamat. Low participation. This game seems like people aren't into it for some reason. Can't imagine.
Well, it should be hot Giamats, right?
This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Is that not clear?
I was saying it wrong. I'm sorry. That's why no one's because I said it wrong. They were confused.
Did you type it somewhere? I'm the one who said it.
But I keep saying hot jamats instead of giamats.
Yeah. Hold on. What's the difference?
Wait, jamats.
Yeah.
Giamats.
Yeah.
One.
Check this out. I'm strategically freeing these cows.
What?
I annihilated a fence. Run, friends, run. Is that an alligator?
Holy shit!
Bam. Saved their lives. I did it, Amabel. I'm a hero.
You can't hear the difference between Ja and Gia?
I might go so far as to say that there isn't a difference.
Are you gaslighting me?
That's a strong word for it.
Ja has one syllable. Gia has two distinct syllables. There's double the syllables.
I don't know. I saw Gia. I don't think that's right. So, depending on when in the film you're talking about, she has I can't defend this joke. Let's just keep going.
I don't know the film you're talking about.
The film Gia?
I don't know what that is.
Starring Angelina Jolie, I think. A classic okay. Of I stayed up past my bedtime and my parents have a free trial of Showtime running cinema.
No, I don't know that one.
It's a very particular kind of cinema.
Yeah.
It's a very particular kind of doing things you're not supposed to be doing cinema.
I have a story about that.
It's not quite free trial of Cinemax level, but it's something.
When we had a free trial of HBO at one point.
Yeah, HBO was the best.
And they had the Dragnet film starring Tom Hanks because I was a dumb kid.
Okay, I don't know where the fuck this story is going. Never mind.
I was a dumb kid. I thought that was the funniest shit ever. I loved Joe Friday in that film. I thought that was great. And then my parents sent me to bed, and my room overlooked the living room.
Okay.
So I could see into the living room, right? They sent me to bed because they didn't want me to see the next movie, which was called Friday the 13th, Part 5. And
you just thought it was
small child.
You just thought it was the 19th Dragnet movie starring Joe Friday.
Right. So I got out of bed and crawled up to the door to watch it. And that was the first time I had seen any horror movie.
Okay.
And I was waiting for Joe Friday to show up, and he doesn't. And I don't know if you remember Friday the 13th Part 5.
I don't know if you're familiar with that film. Joe Friday's not even in it.
Friday the 13th Part 5, Jason is dead. There's someone else pretending to be Jason.
Yeah.
And he is...
I mean, Jason's kind of dead, though. That's sort of the thing.
Okay. Well,
so he's dead.
This guy is targeting a halfway house for people with mental problems and physical disabilities, and just like
classy killer.
And there's a scene early on where a kid is trying to offer a random person a chocolate bar, and that person just takes a hatchet and just goes sick house on that kid, and it's like one of the most genuinely shocking moments of like surprising violence in that whole series. Like it's the one thing that is like a really actually disturbing murder that seems really unmotivated.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first. I had nightmares. And Joe Friday never showed up. So that's my story about staying up late watching something I shouldn't have.
The injustice of it all. That was what really got you. It was like the what kind of world is it where Joe Friday doesn't even show up to fight Jason? Which is what he should do, obviously.
Yeah. I remember talking to this doesn't sound like I'm name dropping, but I'm not. It's a relevant part to the story. So I remember talking to Andrew Pujowski, American filmmaker, about the Friday the 13th films because he's obsessed with them.
Yeah.
Which is not a thing you would know watching his films. And
it's so
he's like, yeah,
it's
no,
such a fascinating little window into the way your mind works when you say things like, oh, this is going to sound like I'm name dropping. And then the name is Andrew Pujowski.
I think Andrew Pujowski's a fairly well. I mean,
chat, let's see a show of hands. Who didn't have to look up Andrew Pujowski?
The Godfather of Mumblecore. So Andrew Pujowski, he hates being called that, by the way.
I love you more than I thought it was possible to love a person or thing.
He really hates being called Godfather of Mumblecore because, like, he actually writes scripts and rehearses and doesn't, like, just wave a camera at people improvising. But anyway, he was like, yeah, no, that's like the one film in which the universe is completely amoral in that series. And that'd be very traumatizing for a child.
For a okay. I know this is going to sound like something from me who cried during the Malcolm in the Middle revival, but y'all are fucking soft as kids. I'm not gonna say that, like, I'm not gonna try to, like, hold over you. I'm so cool because my dad was a desperate alcoholic, but, like, I feel like it did at the very least prepare me for some things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, your dad was not great.
I never had any idea. This is the thing that has like blown my mind my entire life. I'm like, where do people get this idea? And it was not until my therapist asked me point blank during a conversation about everything else. So was one of your parents an alcoholic? I was like, huh, what an odd thing to say. Why do you ask? This idea that there is justice in the world, like structures or authorities could ever possibly provide any kind of benefit. Like,
I mean, I didn't defend myself.
What a strange thought.
To defend myself, I don't think I had that idea myself. Because certainly every time
But where's Joe Friday?
Out, okay. All right. Well. I'm still gonna push back.
Yeah, go ahead. Nobody's stopping you.
I'm gonna push back against the picture of me of being naive and sheltered, because that was not my experience of childhood.
I didn't go as far as naive and sheltered, and a big part of that was not aimed at you. I do apologize.
But like within the context of a work of fiction,
I needed to get this process going way earlier, because there's like this very long part of the track where it's not possible to have trains running both ways. This is one long narrow rail.
Because I know the world is bad and authority is corrupt and justice but within a work of fiction as a child, there was some comfort in the fantasy of, that there could be a Joe Friday. And yeah, you outgrow that as you get older. That kind of fantasy, or sometimes when you're not even that old. But you still recognize that it's not reflective. Like a lot of films, there are parents that love their children and want to protect them, and like families that get along.
Yeah.
And like that never made sense to me. But I could understand it as like a work of science fiction.
But it was the science.
4 stars.
4 stars.
Maybe
I beat the
train crashes.
I know. I know.
That wasn't your fault though. They just blew up.
I mean, it was kind of my fault. I'm the person who built the bridge over the active railway.
Okay, but why should it blow up? That's crazy.
Because it disrupted the rails. I'm doing one more, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
Okay, well, I'm getting hungry, but
I'm
okay.
hungry too. I'm so hungry. There's something about this level that just makes me want to, I don't know, like just put it on. Okay, so, listen, I'm going to do this level. It's going to be okay. Mission time, 18 minutes. Send out fully loaded trains only. No accidentally pressing the button when there's only 5 people in the queue. Amabel. And spend at least $1 million. Schedule your trains carefully so they don't crash in the long, narrow passes. Oh no. Oh no, this is the thing I just proved that I'm terrible at. Save your money and find space for double tracks to make it easier. For an extra challenge, try not to crash or reverse any trains. It's possible, but tough. It's a long level with a lot of trains. Yeah, wow, look at this. Look at this, huh?
Oh.
So, we're just producing gold bars here over time. Just gold ingots are coming in. Oh, the dragon. The dragon is giving us his gold ingots. Thank you, dragon.
That's pretty good.
Bottom right here, look at his little face. Look at his little face.
Pretty good
I want to bite it. Have you ever just bitten a dragon right on the fucking snout?
No.
I bet they hate that shit. I bet you die.
No, I bet they do. Yeah.
But it would be so good. I bet it's chewy. I bet it's just like chewy in the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, I'm normal, and that's a normal thing to say. I'm gonna call in some trains here. Okay, so we'll send this to A at the same time. So we got to try to like maximize what we're getting out of any particular while we're using a direction, right? We got to maximize what we're getting out of trains being moved in that direction. So I'm gonna call in some extra letter trains here. These trains are both going this way. After that first. Yeah, so like this is an interesting kind of optimization problem, right? Where you have these like very, very long spiral arms and you have to be careful about how things time out for a number of different reasons. What do you think about this? Amabel, you design games.
I design games. I designed a few games about trains, but they're about trains just in terms more of route building and shared incentives in competitive space rather than logistics. So this is a whole kind of different kind of set of problems than what I usually do.
So I'm gonna send some trains back this way. And in fact, that really worked out well. Okay, so D to F, St. Louis. What else like do we? Okay, so there's places where we can build little tunnels here. Okay, I see here like a spot where we could double up some of the track to allow things to run past each other. Oh, this is actually interesting. There's definitely a pretty. Oh, never mind. I was going to say, like, it's not that hard to build across these fields. We had to pay for it. But no, in fact, they do not allow me to build across the field because this stuff, the fences are impenetrable.
Mm.
Are the plant life is also impenetrable, and that's a crashed UFO probably. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
So you can build into the fields a little bit from this side, and they show you here that it's possible to run a pretty long second track to allow things to pass each other. So okay, there's some interesting stuff going on here. Notice no upgrade capacity, so we're always going to be running 6s, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But okay, so we can run all of this stuff out of here. We can deliver the dragon his Christmas trees. It's a high priority customer, you know. When you think about moving volume,
yeah,
you got to be thinking about a dragon. You got to be thinking about what is the number of Christmas trees that it would take to satisfy a dragon, because everybody knows that the amount of Christmas cheer that you need is a function of your mass. Question mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
I'm
glad that I got that right.
Okay.
Make sure we flip this switch so we get this thing coming on. And I'm just going to keep running things from this direction because it keeps being convenient. And we do need to get a lot of Christmas trees out in the world, it turns out. This city also has Christmas trees as its top requirement. And then we can run out another D. Why not? So route these to this tree. You know, you want to keep everything moving as much as possible. Keep the number of trains you have available flying where you can. Kind of wish I hadn't sent out that D train. Do I wish that to the extent of building a secondary route for it? You know what? Honestly, maybe. Because right, it gives you this idea.
Yeah.
To build along here. Although, actually, you know what? Cutting these old tracks out is actually very expensive. Never mind. I'm not going to bother with that at the moment then. So next is we're going to need a lot of gold bars down here. Yeah, see, this is the thing, right? If I had not built this D, then right now, because this train is trying to go this way, we could start running things from the Dragon Corner. But because I now have to wait for the D to get over here and clear the track, I've introduced additional inefficiencies. I have made myself not able to be moving stuff at full speed. Terribly embarrassing.
I think.
To say nothing of what the dragon's going to do to me. Oh, the thing is complaining. Okay, that's pretty not ideal. Let's, I guess, so we need to launch letter train. Is what's going on. We ran out of time on our letter train clock. So what we're gonna do here is not actually send the D train all the way through just yet. We're gonna let the gold bars head out for this corner. Actually, the way this is timing out, I'm not even sure. We might not have a big problem here. This might be a pretty short holdover. But we have more stuff. Like it's, and all of the letter trains are pointed in directions that make my life very difficult. Okay, let me. I kind of just I need a place to put a train, to stash a train for a second.
Mm-hmm.
So I think what I'm going to do here is how are we going to connect this? I guess the answer is like that. So just make like a really complicated switch here. So we stash that D train. We send this along behind those. Yeah, we're going to need a second to do that. So let's pause these trains.
Sweetheart, not to interrupt you.
Go ahead to interrupt me.
But if I'm ordering lunch for us so it is ready when we are done.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with the loaded spud from the place down the street?
Oh, yes, that sounds lovely, actually.
Okay, I wanted to make sure before I put in the order.
I was gonna say something about pizza, but yeah, this is absolutely fine. Wow, another F train. Okay, we're gonna just send a lot of things through this corner. And at some point, this D train's got to get delivered. I can't just like stash a train on the map forever, because obviously, like every second a train is on the map, it's not delivering new stuff. But like, holy hell, our needs are tremendous. They do not stop sending me trains. I had to buy a new train. Okay. Billy Sims, yeah, that's some good thinking there, Amabel. You've had yet another brilliant plan. So all of this stuff, these 4 trains are all going to the same corner. Are we going to need more gold? We are, of course, going to need more gold. It's like an infinite amount of gold to deliver. So do I want to start doing that now?
Stepping away for a moment.
Okay. I guess so. We can start delivering things to the opposite corner. I gotta stop running things out of the D corner at some point though, so that we can run this train into it. But for right now, I guess let's go ahead and finish the job here. I keep pausing the game like very briefly, and I apologize if that's annoying, but I gotta make sure that all of my trains are running in directions that make sense. So now you guys are coming down here. Let's route the first one into the A. It's critically important that we route the D into the A at least once per day, so that she remembers. So this stuff is all going down here. So once this is clear, we could start running. We can start running things out of this corner, and things running from the F corner to the A corner would give us time to finally deliver this D train. Man, we still have so many letter trains left. I don't know if I'm going to have time, but I really, really don't want to run this. We can't run an A to F train because there's a train coming to A right now. But I think this is gonna try to force a delivery, yeah, before this train gets here. So we're just gonna have to live with it. Okay, that's totally fine. It's totally fine. We'll run the other F out right behind it. So we're delivering 12 bars for that. Okay, that's going to A. And we have a few seconds before the next letter train gets dealt out, so I think this has got to be our moment where we let... Uh-oh. That's delivering incorrectly. That's going to cause a problem. All right, let's try to stop that and reverse it. Look at that. Missy Elliott would be proud. I think that's what that song was about. Okay, there we go. All of you guys have to go this way. All right, so that we can start running trains out of this corner to allow this train to actually survive. But I'm very worried about this.
I have returned.
I just gotta... Oh, God. I just gotta press this button before that launches. I think we're not gonna have a collision here. I think I bought just enough time. Yep, everything's fine. Look, everything's fine. I don't know why everybody was so worried. Everything's fine. Amabel, what a nightmare. This level is legitimately very challenging. Okay, so we're moving stuff from the A corner to the D corner now. Right, we can do that. This train moves that way. Okay, that's perfect. The ADD trains will give us time to generate some more. Is this just tape? Is it just electrical tape? Duct tape. Okay. In my experience, duct tape is usually duct colored. You know, so that it doesn't look weird when you use it on your ducts.
Yeah.
This looks like gaffer tape, you know?
I agree. It does look like gaffer's tape. Also,
yeah.
The thing about gaffers, you know, here's the thing you didn't know about gaffers.
I can hear the tone in your voice. Okay. You want to repeat that one more time? I stepped on it a little bit.
They also have a corkscrew penis.
Ah, okay. Wanted to make sure the audience got the full effect. All right, so we're delivering all of our tape. Do I want to just keep moving stuff out of this corner? I guess so. Like I'm delivering 18 of the 24 tape that we need right now, so we may as well keep moving things this way so that we can complete that transfer. And then we have an F sneaking out to the other corner. This is the really unfortunate thing. It's the place where we get like one thing that's going to the opposite corner, and that makes this whole part of the rail unusable in the other direction for a while. Very awkward. But I am going to do it again. Okay, so once this... Okay, these two need to go up to here. Once this tape is clear, we can start running things out of the A corner, I guess. Now that we have full gold bars again. Although I guess we don't have any place that really needs gold bars right now. That's pretty inconvenient. It really is from F that we want to be delivering things. How do I want to manage this? I guess we don't really have a choice. Like, I need to start running stuff out of F, so we have the money now to be able to do this pretty expensive alternate construction, but it does give me a place to stash a train. So like let's just throw this down here. We'll start mailing out Christmas trees. Okay, we can stop you there. Let me send this out. The tree train pause. This is kind of inconvenient. It's going to require a lot of active switching, but it was going to happen whether I wanted it to or not, I think. Sometimes the game is just very, I'm sending the train right now, whether you like it or not. These things happen. Okay, so we're going to just go past this thing. Another A train, just a lot of stuff headed for that one corner. And in fact, we can do this too. All right, there we go. We're making some kind of progress here. And we've almost run out the letter trains. Once the letter trains are gone, the pressure is going to be gone. The situation is going to feel very different. Once we're no longer constantly being pressed on time. You know what? This is actually totally fine. This is an okay moment for an A train to come out. You know, in fact, we'll buy an extra engine. We will facilitate that. And since we're sending things out on this one, oh, I guess maybe that was silly because I could have sent the other tree if I didn't have another train coming this way. Well, I mean, I guess we can still do it. I can just once again stash the train on the extra track, right? Yeah, because this is just going to get rid of that. Oh no, wait, this is being delivered already. So I only need 6 more trees being delivered to the A corner. Okay, that's going to work there. You're headed in the right direction. You're going to need a twist before I get there. And then the question is, like, do I want to run stuff into the D corner? The D corner also needs trees, but we're not exactly full on them. No, I think we're going to do this. We're going to stash this train. What is coming out next? D to the A corner? Yeah, I guess so. In fact, I don't even have to do a pause here. These things can just drive right past each other. That's pretty convenient. The doubled up railways are nice. Oh. You're going the wrong way, friend. Okay. Hit that switch. We certainly don't want a train to come out of here right as the F train is going in. Yeah, I guess dispatch from here. It's a little inconvenient to have stuff running out of this place, like switching corner targets back and forth, because it means that you're using up the whole track all the time. We do want to send gold through as well here. So for F, go this way. This is probably a slightly faster route. All right, hit the switch, deliver that one down to the corner. Hey, Amabel.
Yeah.
You said you were back.
Hello,
right?
I'm here.
Yeah, hi.
I am back. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm because I'm hungry. My brain is wandering a bit. So I'm trying. I'm trying real hard. This is complicated. This is a complicated game.
Yeah.
I remember when we got. I remember you're like, I'm gonna do these easy ones so they're easier to follow, and probably they are. But I'm not. I think you're doing a great job, sweetie. But it is a very complicated game. I know someone in the chat, I want to say Cornflakes, might have been Cornflakes, said that the game, I'm going to check, just so I'm not misquoting. Yeah, Cornflakes said, I don't think it's complicated, it's very simple, there's just a lot of it. And there is a lot of it. It is too much for me, you know. The presentation is really nice though. I do enjoy the presentation. It's very colorful, and here's the thing about trains in the board game space. Traditionally, they don't look very pretty. The games are very perfunctory, and sometimes make kind of a fetish of their plainness.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So having a thing that looks this pretty is really quite striking.
All right, so we're gonna weave these tapes through, and then we'll run these A things down to the quarter because we need time. We need to give the quarter time to build up more tape.
Let me ask you, as we're I
Coming
don't want to
the
be
end
optimistic
here.
and say wrapping this up,
Yeah,
but
we're wrapping this up.
How do you feel this Train Valley stream went compared to previous Train Valley streams?
It helps a lot to actually finish levels. I think to sort of like sell the whole thing. Oh no. That's a wrong delivery. There we go. Give the train that went to the wrong building the ability to turn out, because it's going to just bounce out of that building. When 2 of these tapes deliver, they're going to unlock another a gold bar thing for delivery, a gold bar receptor. And then we built up enough tape for the next thing here. I'm trying to make sure that we always have stuff rolling, because, like, again, it's very easy to get bottlenecked. Leave yourself in a position where you need to produce too much of one thing. And then find yourself just sitting and waiting, which is terrible. You never want to be in that place. Okay, but this looks like, the timing-wise, this is pretty much going to work. I don't think we're going to have a collision. All right.
Okay.
So then we need... We got the 12 of the bars, so we need another 12 tape coming in. And I guess I may as well just send it now. You can see we still have some letter trains sitting in stations, but we have gotten them all summoned. This gives us some freedom here. We're no longer having trains like desperately issuing forth from the earth. The geyser of locomotives that we must always be managing. All right, so after this, we will only have 1 letter train left to deliver, and we got to start moving trees out of here anyway, so... Do I want to... You know what? Maybe you need to just stop here for a second. Let's let half of this delivery happen. And then run some stuff over to the D corner, because we do have... I need to get 12 Christmas trees down so that I can start building up the next 12 Christmas trees. Okay. There we go. That should do the job. Can I... I'll make it even easier.
$30,000 to... Oh, wow.
Although I did do a goofy thing here. I should definitely have sent them all along the top track, because then we could have been delivering this at the same time. $30,000 to what?
To get rid of that windmill that you built over.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, building over stuff can get very expensive. All right, so once this is delivered, then we have just trees coming out of here. Like, we're very close. We're very close to the end here. This dragon's hunger for Christmas trees might finally be sated. Oh, you're supposed to be going... No, I cannot deliver these until after the Christmas trees arrive. Very inconvenient, actually. Oh, once again, not really paying enough attention, getting things delivered to the wrong place. Okay, here we go. So is this it? Just these trees and these tapes? It is. How am I doing on time? I'm like 2 minutes under right now. It's going to be a lot closer by the time we actually get the stuff in place. Yeah, I have to say, overall, I found that one pretty tricky. My guess is that I did not... I probably let things be too clogged too much. I should have done more of this, like, building secondary routes thing, even though they're not really secondary routes. Mostly they're a place to put a place to stash trains temporarily while you figure out what to do with the horrible mess you created. All right, on those, I don't think there's any more. The switches are all in the right place. Yeah, there's nothing more for me to do here, so let's just send it. 1656. Once again, we don't get to see the histogram because I didn't 5-star the level because I am terrible. Oh, this wasn't. I was
enough money.
I was thinking that we were still doing the last. The point I was about to make was that we don't get to see the histograms because we didn't 5-star. I could absolutely. We had the money. I could absolutely have just like deleted a bunch of objects and it would have spent.
You were too efficient.
Well, the point I'm making is we're not going to see the histograms, but this doesn't feel like a very good time to me. Only a minute under scoring, so I'm sure I would have been unhappy with this time and would have will try to play the level again and try to tighten things up. It's a tough one managing the amount of trains that could be on the map at once. It's very difficult to not be able to deliver out of a corner while delivering into that corner, considering the length of the roads through the corners. Efficiency puzzles, Amabel.
Efficiency puzzles.
Of various kinds. So this is like $7, and it is 50 levels. The evil pumpkin hub awaits. There's a mysterious valley with these gamepad brand gamepads, very generic, definitely no one's IP. A carnival in Ghost Town up ahead, so untimely festivities. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of really neat levels. This game has so much content. It is so fucking good. Very strongly recommend it to anyone who even kind of likes the thing that you were just seeing. At this point, I suppose you probably know whether or not it is a thing for you. All right, let's just whoosh back to the cave. Back to the cave. There we go. I finally did it correctly. Yeah, Amabel, we're in the cave.
We're in the cave.
That was a stream. We did the stream. Thank you so much, y'all, for watching. This is the post. Welcome to Phase 3. This is the post stream.
I have a thing to recommend.
My head feels the same. This was not effective as therapy. What's up? So this is the part of the stream where we recommend things that we love, things you had a good, some kind of positive experience with, so that other people may find them and also enjoy them. It sounds like Amabel has a recommendation.
My recommendation. I've shared it in the disc. I'm sharing my screen with you, so you can share this thing.
Oh bloody hell! Okay. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you just make it so I have to do 600 things? Why don't you make it so I have to press every button on God's green earth? Okay.
Are you sharing the thing?
They can see that. Peek.
This is Cosmo. Look at this pig.
This is Cosmo. What a friend. Whoa.
He's small. He's big.
He's a wonderful pig.
I recommend photos of animals. People, let me
Sure.
tell you,
Yeah, that's strong.
throughout the week, I look for photos of animals all the time to send to my sweetie. And it gives her a delight, it gives me a delight. And I think if you're looking for things to love, for happiness in your life, find photos of animals. Have people send them to you. Send them to other people. If you send them to other people, they will send them back to you. That's my recommendation.
The more you share, the more your bowl will be plentiful.
Yes. What do you have, sweetheart?
I said something earlier during the stream. Do you remember what it was? I started talking about something. And I was like, you know what? I'll save it
Good
for phase
morning.
3. What?
It's called Good Morning.
Good morning.
It's called
Oh,
Good Morning. It was a
good
show called
mythical,
Good
good
Morning.
mythical morning. Good mythical morning. You missed the word that makes it the thing.
Okay, well.
Yeah, listen, fucking Rhett and Link do not need my help. But you know what? That's not what it's about. It's not about just like bestowing the touch of the stream upon those denizens of the web as can be saved by it. It's about enjoying things. And you know what? I do enjoy Great Mythical Morning. So for those of you all who don't know, Good Mythical Morning is a YouTube channel with like 20 million subscribers. That's kind of what I mean when I say they don't need my help. Here we go. Nope, that didn't work at all. Why did I do that? There we go. Good Mythical Morning. And they do a morning show every weekday basically. They do a you can see here, Good Mythical Morning, 2 days to 3 days. They do like a 20 and 30 minute like kind of gentle morning show thing. It's a little TV, it's a little bit internet. It's internet culture, but it feels almost they're very close to TV. They came to doing stuff on the internet through TV. I don't know if you remember. They had a TV show on IFC, and they worked in television before that. If you remember, there were a couple of meme commercials. Like, oh boy, when was this? Like 25 years ago. Like, do you remember the Chuck Testa commercial?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. There was a commercial that got famous on the internet for a taxidermist. This had to be at least 15 years ago, 15, 20, for a taxidermist. And it was just like a little local guy commercial, but it went famous on the internet because it's a silly commercial. And it was not the only one that they were responsible for, but that commercial was made by these two guys. These guys, Rhett and Link, Rhett McLaughlin and Link something.
Link to the Past.
And they had a show on IFC basically where they like made silly commercials for people. It was like you need a commercial for your local business. You come to us and we hook you up with a thing that is more or less designed to go viral. Right, like we're going to leverage the power of a sense of humor to make your commercial hit in places where it wouldn't hit, so that it will be more effective. They've done a lot of things over the years. They've written books and stuff, but like this has been Good Mythical Morning has been a thing that they have been doing for a very, very, very long time. And yeah, it's just a nice morning show. You know, they play a little game like. This one that I watched recently, they were given a bunch of different flavors of Coke, most of them like older like discontinued weird flavors that they bought off of eBay, and they were shown a board of like 24 different flavors, and then the board was turned around, and each flavor, the spot where each flavor was assigned a number, and they had to drink the thing, try to guess which of the flavors it was, and then also try to remember which spot that thing was in on the board. It's like, it's like morning show stuff, but they're charismatic. They're fun. Hopefully they're not hopefully they're not super problematic. I don't think they are. But yeah, this is good. This is good. It's a good thing to watch if you just like need to calm your brain down. They got a calming energy, is what I'm saying. I don't feel like I can even talk. Did any of that make sense? I'm
It
listening.
did. It
I'm
did make
listening to
sense,
myself
but
speak. My brain is so. It feels hot. Do you know how? Like, okay, never
yeah,
mind.
I do.
Just having a real
Uh,
weird weekend.
BVDDH recommends Factorio,
Oh
based on
sure.
the stream, entirely based on the fact that it has trains, but still the best factory builder in my opinion.
Yeah, some people really
Um,
like Factorio. Some people really like Satisfactory. I know.
hmm. um, and I think, you know what? I think we're gonna call it there, because you do sound like you need some food and or rest. So
I'm fucking.
everyone,
I'm fucking gassed all the time, y'all.
go
Ooh.
out and find things to love during this week, and come back. Come back to us next week with things to recommend and to love, and we'll have another stream for you, and it will be about something else. I don't know what. We'll find out.
Game of the year. We gotta at some point we gotta do our game of the year things.
Okay.
It's coming.
All right. We can do that.
So come back for that or
And
maybe a different thing entirely.
and we'll see you then.